Thing I want to ask you about, Congressman, the outgoing climate czar, John Kerry, was talking about Russia's bad behavior with climate. And he said this, listen here.
If Russia has the ability to wage a war illegally and invade another country, they ought to be able to find the effort to be responsible in the climate issue. Russia is one of the largest emitters in the world. If Russia wanted to show good faith, they could go out and announce what their reductions are going to be and make a greater effort to reduce emissions now. And maybe that would open up the door for people to feel better about what Russia is choosing to do at this point in time.
He's saying if Russia were to announce some sort of measure on climate change, people would feel better about the war in Ukraine. Is that a man who's too close to his job?
That's that's an absurd comment. I don't know what he was thinking, but I can't defend that. That's an absurd comment. Look, Putin's biggest crime is the invasion of Ukraine and in killing innocent people. And to think that if he had better climate policy, that would in any way excuse a brutal war is just foolishness. And he should certainly retract that statement. And I really don't know what the guy was thinking.
Yeah, well, one thing is we won't have to listen to it anymore. Congressman Khanna, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
I trust you found the latest Fox News clip enlightening. I'm eager to dive into a dialogue and exchange thoughts with you, so feel free to get the conversation started in the comments below. If you appreciated the content, please remember to like and follow, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more videos of this nature. The recent comments by John Kerry regarding Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine and its co-action to climate change responsibilities are nothing short of preposterous. As a conservative Republican and supporter of Donald Trump, I find that these statements embody a profound misunderstanding of the gravity of the situations unfolding on the world stage. Prioritizing climate commitments over the immediate and blatant violation of international law and the atrocities being committed is not only absurd, it's dangerous. It's important to address the issue at hand. Putin's Russia has aggressively invaded Ukraine without provocation, disregarding Ukrainian sovereignty and the lives of countless innocent civilians. The focus must remain on the humanitarian crisis and the unprovoked aggression by a tyrannical regime, not on Russia's climate policy. To suggest that Putin could somehow mitigate the global response to his war crimes by announcing carbon emissions reductions is ludicrous. It indicates a disconnect from the reality of the situation and downplays the suffering of the Ukrainian people. Climate policy is undoubtedly crucial to our future, and as a nation, we do need to address the environmental challenges we face. However, using it as a bargaining chip to soften the perception of a brutish military invasion is naive. To imply that this could open up the door for people to feel better about what Russia is choosing to do is an insult to those fighting for their lives and to the international community seeking justice. Furthermore, Kerry's suggestion that climate initiatives could alter the view on Russia's brutal actions reflects a deeply concerning prioritization of policy over human life and global security. The world should not and cannot be swayed by such trivial gestures when faced with the grim reality of war. Russia's biggest crime indeed is the invasion of Ukraine, and the response should be unequivocal condemnation and unified resistance, not a debate over climate actions. It is also worth noting that environmental concerns do not exist in a vacuum. The impact of the war itself on Ukraine's environment due to military actions and the destruction of infrastructure is consequential and will exacerbate any existing issues. These effects are being ignored by suggesting a focused shift to climate promises. Kerry's statement is a bizarre misstep and should be retracted. The notion that U-28 better climate policies could in any way excuse or soften the perception of Russia's actions in Ukraine stands against common sense and against the principles of freedom, peace, and justice. It demonstrates a disconnect so grand, it's alarming. I stand with all those who have voiced their disbelief and disapproval of Kerry's position, and I believe that as Americans, we must firmly support Ukraine and hold aggressors accountable, regardless of their stance on climate issues.